Hey everybody, Jeff Cover the Camper. In the truck camper today. I'm going to be roasting some Gayo Mountain Sumatra Fair Trade. This is a really heavy bean, super dark. I'm going to actually do a dark roast on this one. The past couple of roasts I've done on this has been a medium, so I'm going to try a dark roast on this one. This particular bean is grown at about 5,200 feet and is processed in, obviously grown and processed in Indonesia, Sumatra, and makes a real nice smooth cup of coffee. It's a low acidity cup, and but super full flavor. I really like this bean. I've done a few batches of this, so I'm really excited to get a dark roast in on this particular bean.
Alright, so I thought I'd take a second to tell you about exactly where these coffee beans come from in Sumatra. So in northern Sumatra, in the Gayo Mountains, in particular the Mount Loser area, is where these beans are grown at about 5,200 feet. And once they're picked, they're taken to an area called Takengon, which is a little bit further north. And it's in this area where the cherries are taken and stripped of their skin and air dried on concrete slabs. And once dried, they're bagged into burlap sacks and trucked down to Padang, where they are put on a ship and sent to us.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get this pan up to temperature. I like to bring the pan up to about 390 to 400 before I put the beans in, and I'll slowly increase the temperature in a few minute increments up to from 400 to 405 to 410 to 415, and 415 to 420 is where I get my my second crack, and I'll let it sit in there just so I get that perfect color, that perfect dark roast color. That's what I'm going for with this. So let's let that get up to temperature. Check my we're about 250. Give it a couple more minutes here. Alright, so we're at 385. Give it another couple of seconds here. Alright, so we're at 390 on this pan. I'm going to go ahead and get the beans in and just start my stir. This is 8 ounces of the green bean. Get those in there and get them moving around. Doing this in a Circulon pan this time. I've been doing it in a cast iron skillet, which works great, but I like the deeper edges on this Circulon. So we'll see how this works out. My temperature reading here, 415. I'll lower that just a little bit because I want to bring them up slow. Got my timer going. This dark roast usually takes me about 12 to 15 minutes. So I'll catch you back at first crack. Alright, so I'm starting to bring my temperature up just a little bit here. We're at 410 for the temperature. We're starting to get a little bit of color on the beans. Keep them moving. Here's first crack. About 7 minutes in here, 6.5, 7 minutes. Starting to get some nice color on them. Not even at a light roast yet though. Starting to get a little smoke. First crack here. You can kind of see the color's getting that nice caramel brown. Keep them moving because you don't want to burn them. You don't want to char these beans at all. Give that bad charred taste in the cup, and we don't want that. We're at about 9 minutes here, and we're approaching a light roast. Alright, we're getting our second crack. We're at about 10 minutes. Approaching a nice medium roast here. Perfect balance. Yeah, that's smelling good. So I'm running the propane stove. Got it at about 415 degrees for this last little bit. We're approaching a medium dark roast now at about 11 minutes. So got the skillet temperature up to 415 degrees. We're just going to go a couple more minutes to get that nice dark roast. Got the exhaust fan on to get rid of some of the smoke, but man, it's smelling so good in here. It's something you can do when you're up camping. Just get you a little bit closer to your cup of coffee, and you know how it's roasted, you know where it's coming from. It's kind of a nice relaxing thing to do. And man, it just tastes so much better. Alright, so we're reaching that critical point where we don't want to burn, but we're getting that nice dark roast. We're at almost 13 minutes here. We're about a minute and a half past second crack. Keep it going for a little bit longer. Keep these beans moving. Final skillet temperature is 419. I got it turned down a little bit. Oh yeah, this is looking good. Alright, we are there. 14 minutes. Fire's off. Keep these going. Good thing about keeping the beans moving like this is it loosens up all that chaff, and it's much easier to separate from the bean. Once you get that second crack going, you get all the chaff going. That's really what's causing the smoke. So if you're doing this outside over a campfire, you can blow that chaff off as the cracks happen. So you get a little bit less smoke that way. All right, I'm going to throw these in the colander. Get them cooled off real quick. All right, so we'll keep these things moving. Get them in the colander. You can see all that chaff in there. Get rid of that. Just keep them moving. Want to keep them moving until they cool off completely. Alright, you can see, I can get that to focus, you can see how nice those turned out. Got a nice dark roast. Get all that chaff off. Alright. Nice and cool. And there's the finished product. Beautiful. See if we can get it in the light a little bit. Turned out good.